Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Adam from GHL Mastery. In today's video, we're going to be talking about custom fields, custom opportunity fields, as well as custom objects. This video is going to be a little bit longer, but there's a lot that you need to know about how to use custom fields, opportunity fields, and objects. They're just getting more and more extensive as we go, and as high level builds, these fields are becoming far more useful. Some of them are still being developed, such as custom objects, but the opportunities that you guys have to create really unique solutions for your clients using custom fields, opportunity fields, and custom objects is unlimited. So follow along in this video and start to develop your own custom solutions with custom fields, opportunity fields, and objects. Let's dive in. All right, guys, in this video, we're going to be talking about contact custom fields and how to use them, how to create them. There are several different types which we're going to be covering in this video. So we've also included a resource document below, which you should already have because we talked about the custom values here. But now we're going to talk about custom fields. We're going to talk about the different types of custom fields you can create, what they're used for, and what their benefits and drawbacks are for each one. So inside here, we've got our standard custom fields, which are made up of text fields, which is just a single line of text that you can add. You've got multi-line text, which is going to be a larger text box where you can add more context and content. You've got numbers, which are numeric values only, which you can actually use to do math operations and workflows, which is really, really handy. You've got phone number fields, so you can create an additional phone number field for your contact records. You've got monetary fields, which are going to be monetary value numeric fields effectively. You've got single select drop-down menus. This is where you can have multiple options to choose from, but they can only pick one. And then you've got your drop-down multiple, which is going to give you multiple options, but they can select multiple. You've got your radio select button, which is one that we use the most often in most scenarios here. Radio select is actually the same as single drop-down, but instead of it being in a drop-down menu, they're displayed on the screen in a box. Then you've got checkbox, which if you are smart enough to guess it, it's the same as multiple drop down select. So checkbox is just going to list all of the options on the screen without a drop down menu, and they can select multiple checkboxes there. You've got the date picker, which is just allows them to pick a custom date on a little calendar field. You've got the file upload field, which allows you to upload different file types. And then you've got the signatures, which allows you to sign a contract or sign a form or a survey. So put your little digital signature on those forms or surveys. So that is all of the default field types. So now when you go into your settings in your sub account and you go to custom fields, you're going to see a whole bunch of custom fields that already exist. And these are what we refer to as standard fields inside the software. So things like first name, last name, email, phone number, street address, city, all of those things all exist. And if you recall from the custom values video, we talked about the different unique keys that the custom values have, which are custom underscore values dot, and then the custom value name. Custom fields are the same thing. So you've got the field name, which is business name, and then you've got the unique key, which in this case is company name. I don't know why they did this. It's one of those weird, awkward things about high level. Business name, you'll probably see this in a couple of different areas as business name, company name, or organization. I don't know why they haven't just streamlined it and made it one, but it is what it is. You've got things like website, so it's contact.website. So all contact custom fields, their keys will be prepended by contact dot. And you'll see this in all of the ones that we do. Now, you also can go into folders here, and you'll see that they've got default folders for contact information, general information, additional info, and I was messing around with quizzes, so we'll cover that in a different video as well. But let's go ahead and start to create some custom fields. So I highly recommend that you go through here and you look at what are the standard fields, and I think we've got them actually outlined for you on this document. Here are all the standard custom fields, standard user fields, standard calendar fields, location fields, and right now date and time fields. They're all right here in this document. So you guys can go and take a look at those and see what all of the standard field values are. But in this case, we're going to go and start creating some custom ones. Now, if you can remember, we refer back to this document right here. We've got the different types of custom fields, and we highly recommend that you outline and sharpen that axe before you go ahead and start creating some of these things. Now, what are we looking at for custom fields? Well, first of all, I would recommend that you start with a folder label. So we're just going to call this additional information, like so. And then inside this, we're going to have the different field types. So if we create a text field, we're just going to label that as the field type. And then we're going to outline what this field actually should be. So for example, maybe we're going to ask somebody for an additional email address or a secondary email address. So we can create a secondary email address field like so in a text field format. Okay. And then again, you can map out all of these. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to create the fields and then what the fields actually look like and how they operate. So we're going to go into the additional field folder here, and let's go and add a field. Now we're going to start with a single line, and I'm just going to literally label this single line so that we can show you guys what these actually will look like on forms. We're going to throw that into additional info, and that's all it is. So with a single line, all you're doing is you're giving it a label, contact.singleline, and then you can have a line of text on a form, a survey inside the system. Let's go with multi-line. And I'm just going to, again, label this multi-line. And we're going to put it in additional info. Now, one little tip that I would recommend to all of you guys, and I'm going to give you a perfect example of this. So I'm going to use the next one, text box list. If I say, please select all that, or please input, because this is they have inputs here, input all additional information in the boxes below. We do not recommend that you do something like this, and I'm going to show you exactly why. So I'm just going to do A, we're going to add an additional option, I'm going to do B, and then I'm going to do C. The reason that we don't recommend using a full contact string like this is that if you click on additional preferences, this is going to be the custom key. And as you start to get into Highlevel and kind of do some deeper integrations, things like ref URLs and automations and things like that, having simple, unique keys is going to matter a whole awful lot. The nice thing is that the name, when you put this on a survey, you can change the name on the survey, the display name on the survey, to be an actual full-fledged question. But when you create the custom field to be shorter. We recommend trying to get all custom fields within 2 to 3 words maximum to kind of get your point across so you know what to look for when you're searching for those values in workflows and things of that nature. But we do not recommend that you use like a full sentence or a full question when you're creating a custom field, because it just creates a really, really messy custom field, unique key and platform for when you start to get into the more advanced structures and functions of Highlevel. So we highly recommend that you simplify these as much as humanly possible. So let's go, let's just do additional information. I think this is already a contact field, but let's check. Oh, no, it's not. So there you go. Additional information. It's a text box list. So we're going to show you guys what that looks like later. We've got number. So we can come in here and we can just do favorite number. What is your favorite number, right? So we're going to keep that super simple. We're going to come over here. We're going to do phone number and we're going to go next. And this is just going to be additional phone number, or maybe a cell phone number or something of that nature. Let's go hit save. And then we're going to add another field here and we're going to do monetary. So this is kind of like a how much is it worth, or what's the contract value. So let's do that. Let's do contract value. We'll hit save. Add another field here. Now we're going to do a single select drop down. So this is going to be A, B, or C. Okay, we're going to do A, B, and C. Now again, this is a single select drop-down menu, so they can only pick one of these options. So we're going to click that and click save. Now let's go to the drop-down multiple, and this will be a pick all that apply, right? Now I broke my rule, I used 4 words, but that's okay. We're going to do A again, we're going to do B again, and we're going to do C again. So I want you guys to start thinking about all of the different things that you can do with these things, right? So you can ask multiple questions. You can collect additional information on all contacts, basically, to help qualify leads. You can ask them, you know, what's their budget, We use this for, we use custom fields for absolutely everything. Okay, we're going to do radio select. And so now we're going to do radio ABC. And I'm just going to show you guys what that looks like here. So we're going to do A, B, and C again. Now with radio buttons, you can actually add images to the radio button. So I don't think I have anything created, so I'm not going to do this right now. But you can create those images and have them as options on the survey, where it's going to show you what A is and show you what B is and show you what C is. So material types and things of that nature. We've done that for lots of different roofing clients and contractors in the past, where we show and we display the material image in the radio button here, which is really, really handy. All right, so we got radio ABC. We're going to do a checkbox. And again, this is now going to be a multi-select radio button, right? So let's do checkbox ABC. And we're going to come down here and we're going to do A, B, and C. So again, multiple options inside the checkbox. We're going to go and we're going to add a date picker. Let's just say install date, right? Maybe we want to put that on the contact record as the install date. And then we're going to do a file upload. And let's just say we're going to do a, image upload. And now you can kind of select which file types you want to be allowed to upload. Do you want to allow them to use multiple and select all, or do you want to limit it to specific? So obviously I'm looking for an image. So we're going to limit this to JPEGs and PNGs. Now this allow multiple files. It kind of gives you a file limit. How many files can they upload? I typically don't like this, and the reason that I don't like this is that when you upload an image, it's actually going to create an image URL inside the system, and it will only create one image URL. So if you have multiple images that they upload, it's only going to create the image URL for the first image, and you won't be able to access the other ones. It's kind of a silly thing, but it is what it is. So I usually don't allow multiple files, and I just do a file upload for each individual file that I'm trying to get onto the system. So let's go ahead and hit save for the image upload. And the last one that we're going to do is a signature field, and we're just going to call it signature. And there you go. So now we're going to save that. Now we've got all of these different field options, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek into forms and surveys, but I'm not going to show you me building the form, but I am going to show you what all of these fields look like and how they operate inside of forms and surveys. All right, so we've got our form created. Obviously, you've got the standard first name, last name, email, and phone number in here, and then we've got the custom fields that we created. So single line, this is for single line text. You've got multi-line. This is for multi-line text, and you can add a bunch more information down here. And then you've got your additional information. Now this is, you can have a question here and then enter the value, right? That's kind of what these are for. So A value equals A, B value equals B, and C value equals C, things like that. What's your favorite number? Now this is a numeric field, so you can type in a number here. You cannot type in any text, so I'm just kind of slamming my keyboard and it's not doing anything. So these are numbers only, right? And you can go additional phone numbers. What is the total contract value? This is a monetary field, so it's going to show up as a dollar value or pounds or whatever other currency that you're using inside your system. So let's just say this is a $5,000 value. Now this is our single select dropdown, which means I can only pick one of these. So I'm only going to pick A, and it's only going to display A. Pick all that apply. Well, now I can pick A, I can pick B, and I can pick C. So there's your multi-select dropdown here. Your radio button is going to be select one and one only, so I can only pick one at a time. And then your checkbox is going to be your multi-select. Now we're going to pick an install date, which is going to be on a calendar. So you can select the month, you can select the year, and you can select the day. So let's pick November 30th. Now upload image, we're going to go and I'm just going to upload the logo for GHL Mastery here. And then the signature field, you can draw inside here and you can have a fancy signature. So obviously difficult to do with a trackpad, but there you go. And then when you submit this information, actually I need to fill out the name, email, and phone number. So let's make it me. All right, so there we go. We've got our contact information here. We're going to hit the button and we're going to submit all of this information. Now I'm going to show you the next important thing that you need to know about custom fields. So you guys can kind of get creative and start to play around with that. But if I go into contacts now and I go into this Adam McInnes and I scroll down, if you recall, we put all of these custom field data into a additional info folder. So if I go into here, here is all of my additional info. So there's your single line, there's your multi-line, there's your additional information, my favorite number, my additional phone number, my contract value, my A, B, or C single select options, my A, B, and C multi-select drop-down options, my radio, checkbox, install date, and my image upload. So you'll see that I've got now an image uploaded right there as a URL, right? So that's why we kind of put only one URL in there. And then we've got the signature box here, which has the time signed on this as well, which is super duper handy. So there you go, guys. That is custom fields. Obviously, the better you can map this out and understand what information you're trying to collect, you will now have a better understanding of how to actually, what types of fields to use when creating those different solutions for yourself or your clients. Now that you understand custom fields, we're going to get into custom opportunity fields. Now, the core difference between custom fields and opportunity fields is that custom fields are going to be assigned to a contact record. Opportunity fields are going to be assigned to a specific opportunity. Now, how do these things all pair up? Well, an opportunity is actually going to be assigned to the contact, but the contact fields are going to be different from the opportunity fields. So a good use case or example of this might be, a specific project. So maybe a customer has multiple projects on the go, right? They've got a flooring project and they've got a painting project, and your company does both of those things. So you can use the opportunity and the opportunity fields to kind of separate that flooring project from the painting project for what is required. So each opportunity is going to have different opportunity fields than the contact record itself. The opportunity fields will not display on the contact record. The opportunity fields will only apply to the opportunity. So how do we create them? If you go into your settings and you go to your custom fields, we've got all fields here, and you're going to notice that the object list right here shows all contact fields. Let's expand this out and see if we can find opportunity fields. There you go. So your default opportunity names are for your opportunity name, your pipeline, your stage, your status, lead value, opportunity owner, opportunity source, and lost reason. Those are your default opportunity fields. So you may have picked up on this, but if I go and I click add a new field and I select, let's just say, a single line, we're going to go next. You have this object option right here. So where are we placing this object? Is it going to be a contact object or is it going to be an opportunity object? This is how you create the different field types. Okay, so but before I do that, what we're going to also do is we're going to go into folders and we're going to look at over here. We've got the contact folders right here, and we can come over here and we can select the opportunity folders, and now it's going to show the opportunity folders information. So let's go ahead and let's create a new folder, and we're just going to call this project info. And we're going to select the object here and we're going to make it an opportunity object instead of a contact object. So we're going to hit OK. And now we've got our opportunity details and our project info inside the opportunity field types. So let's go into opportunity info and let's add new data. So we're going to just add a single line here, and let's just say we're going to do a project for a company. So we're going to do property address, and that's again going to be in the project info opportunity field. So we're going to do property address, and then let's go and create a new field that is a multi-select. So we're going to do a checkbox, and we're going to do service type. Okay, so we're going to do painting, flooring, siding, and roofing. We're just going to allow them to do multiple projects for this. Now, one thing I want you to notice is that the unique key, instead of it being contact dot, it is now opportunity dot, which is telling you that this is an opportunity field, not a contact field. So the unique keys are going to be specific to the opportunity itself. You can create all the same types of opportunity fields as you can custom fields. So everything is exactly the same. Your single line, your multi-line, your single select drop down, your radios, all of them are exactly the same as they are in contact fields. But I'm going to show you where these things actually make they're totally different. So if I go back, and I'm going to go back to my contact record, you're going to notice that inside my contact record, I actually don't have the project information folder here because it's not a contact field, it's an opportunity field. So now where do we go and find this opportunity field information? Well, you probably guessed it, it's in opportunities. So I'm going to go back to my list view here, and I'm going to go and I'm going to look at this opportunity card right here. So now when I open up the opportunity card, I can see the project info tab right here. And I can use the property address of 123 Fake Street for this property. Then I'm going to say that the service type we're doing painting and we're doing flooring right here. And I can now update that. Now this field data is now tied to this opportunity specifically. So if I wanted to create another opportunity for the same contact record, I can have different information inside this opportunity. Now the other really cool thing about this is that you can also use opportunity fields inside forms if you just want to update opportunity information. So I'm going to go back into that form that we selected earlier, and I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click on custom fields, and we're going to say instead of using a contact field, let's use an opportunity field selection. So we've got our project info stuff right here, and we can now add the project information to the form itself. And instead of this updating the contact record, these fields are going to update the opportunity record. So that is the biggest difference between opportunity fields and custom fields, is that custom fields are going to be tied to the contact and opportunity fields are going to be tied to the opportunity. So now that you know how to do both, which operationally they're exactly the same, you're just picking a different group to put them in. Now that you know how to do both, you can start to create different automations and subsections of automations using these different field types. So that's pretty much it. We've already covered the most of it in the custom field section. It's the exact same, but the location of the field data for opportunity fields is only held inside opportunities. So hopefully that's helpful. Again, go and play with it, break it, fix it, rebuild it, break it again. That's how you're going to learn how to do all of this stuff the best you possibly can. Because now what we're actually going to be creating is a brand new set of custom key values for specific objects and specific contacts related to that object. Now, this is a relatively new feature as of the time of recording this, which is November 22nd, 2024. And so give it a little bit of time. This is going to become an absolute massive beast of a solution for many, many different businesses. So what is the idea behind a object? I'm going to use the same framework that we've kind of been talking about with like the home services type niche. So if you've got a custom object that is a property and you've got the property address, you've got information about the home, you can now assign that property or that home to multiple different contacts. Okay, so that's objects number one. Then you've got your contact objects. So now you can take things like parents and children, and you can add the children into the system and associate them to the parent, right? Little things like that where you can now create these massive associations between different objects, different people, and kind of create this one congruent flow of things. So let's go through and create a custom object. So we're going to go add custom object here. And in this case, we're going to name this property. So this is the single custom object singular. So we're going to call it property. What is the plural of property? Properties. Like so. And then what is the primary display field name? Now this has to be a unique thing. So if you're talking about a property, an address is unique. If you're talking about a car, a VIN number is unique, right? So there's different unique identifiers that you can use for these examples. So in this case, we're just going to use the address of the property. By default, it's going to be a single line text field. We can then change the icon, and I'll show you why in just a second, but we're going to change this to a house, and then we're going to do, home information. And that's what we're going to be creating. We're going to be creating a custom object for a house. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create the custom object and we're going to add custom fields. So we're going to create the object and add a custom field to it. Now, we're talking about a house. So what type of information might you want to know about a house? Let's go and we're going to add a number. We're going to talk about the square footage of the house. So we're going to go square footage, and we're going to make this object tied to the property object, and we're going to group it into the property info group. We're going to then hit save, and then we're going to add another one. How many bedrooms do they have? And again, we're going to put it into the property info inside the property group. And then we're going to add another one, and we're going to ask about how many bathrooms. And again, we're going to put this into the property info group, and we're going to hit save. That's where I'm going to end it, but you guys can get the picture that you can add a whole bunch of different reference information for this property itself. Now what we've got to do is we've got to go and we've got to create what are called associations. So do we want to associate a contact to a property, or do we want to associate a contact to a contact? So let's go in here and create some associations. So we're going to create an association here, click create, and we're going to associate it to the property. So we're going to say the property owner. That is the label that we're going to use. So who is the owner of this property? We're going to go ahead and hit save. All right, and now the owner has been created and it is going to be associated to the property. But what are the contact associations? Well, if you've got a primary owner, you may also have a co-owner. So let's go co-owner here, and we're going to create this label right here. So now you've got these different associations. One is associated to the property itself, and then the other is associated to a contact of that property. So that's what we're going to do here. Now, let's go and add a property. So you'll notice that this icon that I picked for the house is now over here, and the properties are here. So this is where we can add all of the different properties that might be associated to different projects, or maybe you're a realtor and you have all of your houses that are for sale and all of your houses that have been sold. You can add them into here. So let's go and add a property. So we're going to make up 123 Fake Street, and we're going to hit save. And now we can actually use 123 Fake Street, and we can put in the square footage, which is 2,500. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house, and we can now hit save. And there you go. So now we've got 123 Fake Street created as a property object. Now what can I do with this property object? We're going to go into the contact records, and we're going to go to myself over here. And now over here, we can actually do association. So we're going to associate Adam with the property. So we're going to add the new property, and we're going to add 123 Fake Street right here. And we are going to add Adam as the owner. Now, Adam might be married. I don't have another contact in here, but I'm going to show you guys this instead. We're going to also associate Adam with a co-owner. So we can search for another contact record here, and we can say that this Adam is the co-owner of this property with Adam. Now, what can I also do here is that I can go over here, and I can associate this Adam, aka my own spouse. I can also associate this person with 123 Fake Street. So now we've got 2 associations with 123 Fake Street. Now, you'll notice that I have the owner and I have the co-owner. So I could have created a co-owner object as well for the property and made this Adam the co-owner. So there you go, guys. That's kind of a really quick high-level overview of what you can do with objects. And at this point, your imagination is your only limitation as to what you can actually potentially do with custom objects inside the CRM. But there's a really quick high-level overview of how you can associate contacts with contacts, and you can associate objects with contacts as well with the custom objects feature inside of Highlevel. I hope that was helpful. And again, use your imagination, create it, break it, fix it, and repeat. And that is how you're going to master this software. Hey guys, I hope you found that video useful and helpful for you getting your company set up in Highlevel and getting your white label started with the Highlevel ecosystem. Now, if you're just starting out your journey in the Highlevel ecosystem, or maybe you're even an intermediate, or consider yourself an expert that just wants to know a little bit more about the Highlevel platform and how you can leverage it, I would encourage you to go and click the link in the description below this video and hop into our GHL Mastery program. What do we do inside of our GHL Mastery program? Well, we have 5 calls every single day of the week, Monday through Friday, for 2 hours a day, where we actually help you get into your system, help you build, help you troubleshoot, and just overall help elevate your overall skill set on the Highlevel platform. So if you're interested in getting hands-on every single day support, plus a couple of bonus goodies, snapshots, AI systems, the like, then go ahead and click the link below to join our GHL Mastery VIP group. And I promise you, you will learn more in 1 month than you will in 6 months doing this on your own. We will see you in the next one. Take care.